Kandid Kisses TV everywhere you need to be. And if you don't know by now, it's not your typical interview, y'all.
Kandid Kisses blown away. Kandid Kisses TV for tomorrow today. Man, throw that auto-tune on that bitch. Have me sound like Teddy Payne.
Hi there, this is Kim Cole, and you are rocking with Kandid Kisses TV.
It's your boy Talent, baby. We chillin', Kandid Kisses TV with my girl Michelle C. Don't take it personal.
Yo, what's up? It's bruh man from the fifth floor. In the ATL, chilling with Kandid Kisses TV.
What's up, y'all? You're watching Kandid Kisses TV with my homegirl, Michelle.
Hello there. Have you asked yourself what you're missing? I have. It's Kandid Kisses TV.
What up, Kiss fam? With your girl Michelle, aka DJ Make a Move, the Jillaball Trade, and I am coming to you live today. Now I got to threaten y'all like I always do. Go ahead, subscribe now. I'm gonna tell you, mama, act like she done raised you right. So today I am joining you with my crew of fellas and my friends. I call them the educated nuts. I'm gonna let y'all introduce yourself. We're gonna get into a couple topics tonight. So we're gonna start with LeVar, Ron, Phil, then Will.
Hey, what's going on? I'm LeVar Norsworthy. You can follow me, L Norsworthy 613 on IG. What's going on, everybody?
Ron Walker, author, speaker, entrepreneur. You can catch me at AuthorRonWalker on virtually any platform.
All right, Phil. ChasingHuxtable podcast.
Will Jordan. You can follow me, Renaissance Will on IG 404.
All right. So we're going to go over a couple of hot topics today. The first one that I wanted to discuss is one that I just found out about, is the open marriage. So Will just finally came out. Will Smith, that is. He just finally came out.
You know what I mean?
That him and Will Smith, not Will Jordan, has just came out and said that him and Miss Pinkett have been dealing with an open relationship, an open marriage. So what are y'all thoughts about that so far?
That's wild.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. Because if that was the case, well then my man, that wasn't even an affair then. That was actually just, he was playing by the rules.
Okay, yeah. So the entanglement was not even okay.
So that means August was year round. That was in bounds.
Right. I see what you did there. I see what you did.
Okay.
Come on, baby. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's one of the this is why you don't hashtag relationship goals anybody. Because I really think it's like damage control. I think Will is probably in real life at the end of like his rope with the marriage altogether. And she's always saying things that like make him look crazy.
Listen.
And so now it's like forcing him to be like, okay, we're in an open marriage. All right, bet that up. But I think in real life, no, they were in a marriage that didn't have boundaries.
Okay.
And it's catching up.
So me and my wife were talking about that earlier, right? So I saw it on Comedy Hype, right? And one of the ladies on Comedy Hype was like, there's still relationship goals, and in the comments,
Shout out to Symphony.
Huh?
Shout out to Symphony. That was probably Symphony you're referring to.
Oh, could be. And
Brown girl on Comedy Hype.
Yeah. And it was interesting because I was saying that I thought Will Smith was like this alpha male, and Erica was like, hell no, he's not. And I'm like, he seems so in charge and, you know, like the king of his galaxy and all that stuff and making all this money. So I was surprised. I mean, honestly, I thought it was literally on some rumor type stuff, but for him to come out, I don't know. It really paints Will Smith in a totally different light to me.
He's a man. I mean, he's a regular dude.
He's a simp. It would make him.
Wait a minute. Why he gotta be a simp? Because he let her do her thing.
Because how he outed it or told the information is basically this is her way of doing marriage, but I wasn't raised like this.
Okay.
That's how he said it. So he was like, you know, I was raised like this, but she was raised like this. So in order for us to be together, I had to do it her way, basically. So nigga, yeah, that's some simp shit.
I think Will had his fun now. I mean, we don't want to make Will Smith to be the victim in all this. I just think they had an arrangement and she got wild and stupid. And August Alsina, well, yeah, August Alsina was the simp. He didn't stay on message. Like if you the side dude, you got to play your role, bro. And he didn't play his role. And that's so true. Now Will has been in damage control this entire time. And so, you know, I think the first step was doing that red table talk, and she made him look crazy then. And then this is the next kind of, you know, okay, well, we're in an open marriage now. They could have been said. Everybody know that. They could have been said that. Like we all.
You don't think this makes him look any crazier though? This is the Fresh Prince. Y'all realize this? Who this is?
It don't make him look crazy. It's just this is why I don't get celebrity content.
No, it does. It does.
It doesn't make him look crazy. To me, I feel like it's a regular Hollywood relationship because that's what they do in Hollywood. Well, not all, but them.
You don't look at him. The question is, do you look at him differently?
Not really.
Really?
No.
Nigga, that's still Mr. Will Smith. I don't give a damn who he's sleeping with.
Let me ask the other married guy on the call, because Tay, I mean, maybe I'm just too married, because nigga, I don't understand that.
Hey, what's up with that?
Personally, I don't police anybody else's marriage. That's on them. I don't care.
You don't think does he look any different to you? Does he look like a different dude?
He's the same person to me.
Dang.
I think Will Smith look. I think he's broken. Like I think both of them are actually broken, to be honest with you. But this is why you don't, just because they are an attractive couple, you don't make them relationship goals. And I think they finally buckle under the pressure of being relationship goals for an entire country for 20 years. They couldn't. Like in about 10 years, we might hear something about Sierra and Russell Wilson because we're eager for that.
I don't necessarily think people are looking at their relationship goals as like to be perfect. If I'm going to say hashtag relationship goals for them, it's just the longevity, not necessarily what they're doing in their relationship, because I feel like every marriage is what you created. Like my marriage is not going to be what my grandparents' marriage is or the person before us or whatever, because this is my marriage. I should be able to design it how I want it to be. Whatever my partner sees fit for it to be our marriage, that's how it's going to work. It's when other people are judging what you do in your marriage. That's when it's a big deal.
But do you get the same level of kudos staying married for 20 years, but it was open?
I don't know. It depends on who's looking.
My thing is this. I have a question. I have a question. So the concept of open marriage, as it relates to the general needs of a marriage, is it more likely that men would marry someone in order to have an open relationship, or is it more likely that a woman would prefer to have an open relationship? The needs.
An open relationship is if I have 7 different men and each one of them are providing a need that one couldn't.
See, I used to think that a man would want this, but it seems like it's becoming 50-50 in 2021.
Man, I don't want to.
Because this is what I'm saying though.
Too fertile.
Why? Listen. Check this out. Why would a man get married, tie up his finances, increase his liability if he should run into divorce, just to have what he would have had as a single man anyway?
I mean, that's a good point. I mean,
it's a great.
That's what my thing is.
The other wheel.
That's why I don't understand it. I don't understand the point of it.
But no. But I guess my point is kind of going back to what you were saying. If we were going to tiptoe on whose idea it was, it would make less sense for it to be his idea, which he said it wasn't.
No.
And which is why I guess your presumption of him being more, simp-like in this scenario, because it's almost like a force feed for him. Because if he was... Go ahead. Because if he was really trying to do that, Big Willie could have just stayed Big Willie, and it would everything would have been this. It would have been all the same.
If Will Smith is a simp, then what's Jada Pinkett?
A pimp.
Yeah.
Oh.
She's the alpha.
And just saying.
She's
Boy,
the alpha.
She's literally getting her cake.
She's a
praying
praying mantis.
This woman is a recovering sex addict. Admittedly, she's an admitted recovering sex addict.
I didn't know that.
He has a problem with vagina management.
You know what?
Whoa.
Like, let's just because the only difference is she don't got a bunch of kids and he don't got a bunch of kids. She has vagina management issues because if she were a man, and I'm sorry, if Will Smith, let's say Ariana Grande came out last year and said she had an ongoing relationship with Will Smith in the middle of their marriage, and then
They'd crucified him.
And then Will Smith drug Jada Pinkett on TV on Red Talk Table and had her looking crazy. And then a year later, he's like, oh well, you know, I mean, she's like, oh well, we're in an open marriage. Will Smith will be canceled. So
yeah, he'd be canceled. He'll never sell another movie ever.
Right.
And his book he's getting ready to release would never be bought. Period.
Right. So
first of all, what do you gain right now from telling everybody?
It says they have an agreement. Just because your spot's blown up doesn't mean you blow up mine. Meaning Will Smith got his closet filled too.
I agree. That's what I'm saying. He's not an angel in this situation.
Mm-hmm. Got his closet.
If you agree to it, you gotta be a co-conspirator if you agree to it.
True.
What is that like a metaphor?
No. I think
what? You know what? Don't do that.
I was wondering that too, LeBron.
Not come from my
Why everybody being quiet? Everybody being quiet. I'm like, what is a closet filling? What is that?
Oh, I don't know.
He's full of hoes, not full of
yeah.
No. See, that means closet open, but a closet filled, that's different.
With bodies, I guess, skeletons.
Okay. All right. I see what you did.
I know Will Smith been getting it in. Like, I mean, come on, you know.
Exactly.
If I was Will Smith, I mean, come on.
You know what? Let me tell you what the worst part about it is. I think, okay, what they decide is what they decide. But when you're in covenant with somebody, you're supposed to cover one.
Hoochies.
You're supposed you look.
1995 called.
Listen. You're supposed to cover each other. I think the part that makes Will look bad is he was not a part of the conversation. Right. It was almost like all this stuff got put out and it made it seem like he does not have control in his own family. He doesn't have leadership in his own family. He's not able to, lead. And I think that's what makes it look crazy because it's almost like she gave the world.
That's what a simp is. That's what a simp is. A simp is a guy.
No, I wouldn't say that. I think well,
exactly what it is.
Yes.
Okay. Hold on. If you heard right now that Jay-Z and Beyonce got an open marriage, does that change your view of Jay-Z?
No, I believe they do. I believe
you gotta be kidding me. I
believe
we're not all diehard fans of Jay-Z like you. I'm
trying to give some alpha representation because I think it really makes the guy look
Barack.
Really black.
Use Barack.
Okay, Barack and Michelle. If you found out Barack and Michelle got an open marriage,
no, let's
be looking at Barack crazy.
Okay, let's deal with it. It's different because Barack is out of Michelle's league in the looks department. It's different. It's different. If
wait. Are you saying Michelle looks better than Barack, or what?
No, but they're not. You would not pair them. I can guarantee you, if they were regular people, Michelle Obama is. You can't say this. Like you can't say Serena Williams like her daddy.
Oh,
like Michelle Obama is not attractive. So
she's the most attractive first lady we've ever had.
No, she's not. No, she's not. She's the most attractive that she can be. But she's not an attractive woman. She's not. Stop it. She's not.
Nice body, though.
Say what? Crazy. Her body's banging, but she got a personal trainer. Dude, there's nobody with their resources who should not look their best. Nobody. So
I want to point out something. Tay, just because you're not saying nothing, don't mean you're not gonna get this smoke for what he's saying about our person.
No, I agree with him though. I completely agree with him.
Wow.
Y'all are horrible people.
She's out of his.
You guys are horrible.
She had to. Michelle Obama played like she played everything right. She did everything right. And Barack Obama knew he couldn't show up with no light-skinned, green-eyed chick and get the adoration that he has from black women the way that he does. He had to get a sister that was kind of like, you know, like a 6-ish. What your boy say? An adjustable 6? She's an adjustable. Okay. An adjust. Are we doing this? What are we doing? Are we being real or are we not?
This is a bit off.
No,
it's a manic Monday. Let's go.
No, let me put it together. Jada Pinkett and Will Smith, we envy them because they are attractive and rich. We don't envy Barack Obama and Michelle because they're attractive and rich. It's because they're powerful and rich. So the rules are not the same for conventionally. Let me back up. For conventionally attractive people, like I'm not particularly attracted to Jada Pinkett or Michelle Obama, but okay, I do know.
You're not gonna do. You're not gonna say Smith Obama's a 4.5, nigga.
Thank you.
You guys are wrong.
Oh God, I can't stand y'all.
You guys are wrong. I just want to say that you're wrong. You're freaking wrong.
Oh my God.
You're gonna lose your black card, and you're gonna lose it today.
Okay, I would say Michelle Obama is not the most traditionally pretty, but she's not ugly.
She's not. No, she's not conventionally attractive. She's not.
If you heard that they had an open marriage, that wouldn't change your view of Barack Obama.
Why would? No,
it would. It would because let me tell you why though. Because Barack Obama is positioned to be a pillar of morality as a leader of the free world.
No, we We did that to him. Barack Obama is a powerful half white man. That's
what I'm talking. Them
ears be on.
I'm not talking about what we did to him. I'm talking about the seat that he sits in.
Right.
Okay. The reason why I would attack this is
that's what I'm saying. You're talking about powerful black couples. Will Smith and Jada are on the Mount Rushmore of powerful black couples, y'all. Like this is not a small thing. Like if August Alsina literally had a conversation with him like, hey, can I smash Jada? And he's like, yeah, cool. You know, she's in the third room to the right. That is not like
that's not how that goes,
guys. That is like
that's how he think the conversation started.
That's freaking weird. That is weird, y'all. That's freaking weird.
That's not how that will go. An open relationship would come with his own set of rules and nobody would have to ask.
Remember, he said he spoke to Will though. Remember, he said he got permission
because their marriage was on the line. But in a generally open relationship, like there's the person that you're introducing don't gotta go ask for permission because it's already understood. It's kind of like a don't ask, don't tell. Like
is there a rule book on Amazon for this stuff? I mean, how do you know the supposed to and not supposed to?
It's an ebook apparently. It's an ebook.
You know what's going on.
Okay, well let's switch gears for a second. Jesus. We're going to talk about who pays the bills on Mirror. The reason I'm bringing this topic up.
This is good.
The game, I'm going to read what he posted on his Twitter, and I want your opinion. So it's a little, it's the game. He going to get real nigga. So it says, why she got to pay half the rent? She giving half the pussy or something? Niggas kill me. Since the beginning of the real men have always taken care of shelter, providing and protecting. And if you got it, go. If you ain't got it, go get it. If you're lucky enough to land an independent woman who works her ass off and still comes home to cook, clean, take care of kids, and go crazy sexually, let her stack what she make in case y'all need it one day and still handle everything as a man. Everybody's different, but it just ain't in me to let my woman share the worry of paying for anything. I feel carrying the load and I feel like carrying the load and I'm not changing it. The term "I got it, baby, don't worry about it" makes most women's souls smile, heart warm, and vagina get more moist than perfect Toll House cookies. But what do I know? That was what he said. So
you don't know a damn thing.
You don't know a dang thing because you're rich, gang. You're a rich rapper who has spent the majority of your time creating models out of women that nobody would marry. And then you have the means by making the money from the people who follow the culture, and now you're setting the rule and the precedence. I get.
And let me add in there. He had that. He had a woman, and he was paying all the bills, and she was highly educated. She's an educator.
Yeah, she's a teacher.
And he's still tricked off and lost his marriage. So is he Steve Harvey now? Like I'm trying to find the angle here because I don't understand like how he's. That's why I don't like Kevin Samuel's platform sometimes. It's because of stuff like that. It empowers that kind of stuff.
I feel like that's just another way to control whoever you're with.
Yes.
If you're taking care of everything, then you can tell her what she's gonna do, what she's not gonna, when she can go, who she can go with, all kinds of things. You're able to set your own rules because you're taking care of everything. But I also feel like LeVar just said, you're a rich person, you're a rapper, you're different. The average individual, marriage is a partnership.
True.
It's not a situation. It's not like the 60s and 70s anymore, where a man had to carry everything because a woman wasn't allowed to do certain things. Right. Women weren't even allowed to have bank accounts. Right. Things are different now. And for a lot of people, if you're in a marriage and one person's carrying the whole load, eventually some resentment is going to slip in there somewhere, and you're going to have some marriage problems. But again, this is why I don't get involved in other people's marriages. I'm like, you do what's best for you. If it's best for you to pay all the bills and that works for y'all, then fine, work it. But as for me and my household, I guess a partnership.
Right. So do you consider 50-50? Because like I've heard someone say, like, well, if you're in a 50-50 marriage, you might as well be roommates. Do you think that's a fair thing to say, or
that's dumb as hell?
So 50-50. Like if you're like on a petty version of 50-50, like if it's like the cable bill is $70, you need to cash at me 35. It can get really petty, right? So I don't agree with it being 50-50, right?
Okay.
But I also don't agree with the man taking care of everything. I think it can get really toxic really fast because the guy can just take on too much. Yeah. I mean, do yourself a favor and go talk to a couple that's married for a really, really long time, like 70, 80 years, and then see the nigga like looking all broken up and crap because he's been working his ass off, and the woman is like looking all vibrant, like she been drinking water and crap. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't want that either. You know what I'm saying? But on the same breath, it is realistic to me for a man to be able to carry a little bit more of the load. I really don't like if the world crashed down and you had to go make it happen, and you just had to get a shovel and a paintbrush, you probably ain't looking at your wife to go do that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's probably gonna be on you. You know what I mean? Just like if you hear something outside, you're not like, baby, come on now, go check on it.
It depends on the marriage. There are some marriages.
You would have somebody go check for you, bro?
Not me. That's not my marriage. That's not my marriage, though. But there are some marriages where the women are just more aggressive than the men.
True.
Like they came up different. They are different. So if there's a noise downstairs, that woman might tool up and go see what's up. And that man may be on the phone calling the police because that's their arrangement. I think we do. I think we get ourselves involved in too many other people's situations.
I agree.
I ain't going to go too biblical, but it's like attend to your own affairs. Stop worrying about everybody else's business. So we get in everybody else's marriage.
And he hear a noise and he don't get up. It's a problem.
That's because that's your expectation.
That's why we die first. I put a post up in a group about killing bugs, and it's like if you want to see a woman go from like Beyonce to June Cleaver real quick, let a bug be in the house. Yes. And it's like, and I think the what's problematic about those kinds of statements is that we want to chain men to the 1950s and loose women to whatever definition is comfortable, whatever definition of not only womanhood but manhood is comfortable for them. And men like the game who have reduced women to nothing but their vaginas are just there to pick up the just to pull get the low-hanging fruit. He doesn't if he I put it like this: Game could not sit in the room with a Michelle Obama who don't care nothing about your money, who don't care nothing about your success, and is going to have a certain requirement. Michelle Obama was low-key kind of sunning Barack Obama. Like she was catching a little flack at the beginning of his campaign because she wasn't being that doting, stand by your man kind of
So Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton the same way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't. I just it's for me. It's like this is why I say women's money is no good past the amount that the man makes. I think men make more money to provide for their families. Women make more money to in the event that they get a divorce. Like when you think about what you were, your dad never told you, hey man, make sure you stick some money to the side just in case she act crazy. Your dad ain't never told you that. Your uncles ain't never told you that. Women have been reared because of what their grandmothers went through and their moms went through. Stick something to the side. So when you get a woman that earns a lot of money, that extra money ain't really for you. I mean, it's supposed to be in theory, but that ain't for you. That's so when you all dissolve, she ain't high and dry.
That's why you call her bluff with the whole, with marriage in general. You call her bluff. Because guess what? If you made 5 times as much as she did, she would expect you to put that whole thing in the account too. So I'm all about calling a woman's bluff. Like either way, whether if it was a little bit of money or not a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's a partnership, but I do think there's some other biological factors in there too. I mean, like I'm personally in my house, you're not finna go to the door if I hear something. This has happened like a couple weeks ago. Like I heard something outside and I literally went outside.
I'll give you a real life example of mine too. We heard a noise in the garage. I got up to go see what was going on in the garage. Megan went to the closet and got the gun. I said, "Why you get a gun?" I was going to I was going to investigate. So whatever was there,
what was you gonna do when you found out what was in the garage if you wasn't ready?
You had no gun, right?
I don't own guns.
You gonna scream back upstairs?
Let me tell you why I don't own a gun, because statistically, either I will use it or she will use it on me.
That's true.
Statistically,
that is true.
You're not going to use it on an intruder. That's why I've never had a gun. I don't carry. Plus, I have a bad temper, so I don't carry a gun.
Right.
You shouldn't admit to things like this on here. I don't think.
I do. It is what it is.
So listen. Let me jump in there. Here's the thing. I agree with you, Tay. When you're like, you don't intermingle your thoughts and perspectives on other people's marriages, right? And I think that's an active concept. So like as a couple or a marriage, a married couple is building something, you don't interject your outside opinions and thoughts toward whatever the case is. But I think part of the problem now is we don't have a standard.
Yeah.
We don't have a framework. I mean, we do have one, but we're getting so far away from the framework. Nobody knows what they should be doing, and we all feel happy with being able to redefine, which is something that we didn't define in the first place. Yep. So, that's another conversation. But my point is this: if I'm not saying that a man should spend all his money and then let her, she saves all her money. I'm not saying they should be 50-50, but I think it really starts at, well, what is the actual intention, right? So like, for instance, it's like, okay, well, if he goes into a marriage saying, I'm going to protect, I'm going to provide, I'm going to do X, Y, Z, well, what does that look like? That's number one. If she goes into the marriage like, I'm going to X, Y, Z, whatever it is, well, then she goes into that point, and then we get into what that looks like together. But I think that the problem is, some people go into a marriage feeling like you're supposed to spend all your money, I'm supposed to save all mine, or you're supposed to work. We're
women.
or we'll put in a pot together, and I'll keep this percentage of mine, and I'll keep this percentage of mine. And in reality, it's almost like we're doing all these things as fail safes for our own, protection, because essentially we've broadened. Yeah, fear. We've broadened what marriage is and what it could be to the point where, hell, we're operating essentially out of order as it relates to it, and then we justify everything that we want to do. And I think that's the problem.
So do you believe in separate bank accounts when you get married, or should you just put everything in one pot?
Both.
I think both. So I would say majority of your I mean, I'll give you the Dave Ramsey formula, which I don't follow it to the T, but something like this: you put most of your money in a joint account, and then you essentially pay yourself like an allowance, for any like incidentals or whatever you want to do. You're not calling your spouse, when it comes to buying lunch or something like that. You know what I mean? But I do think that you do run into like some issues in your marriage because you're planting some seeds in there that are unintentional when you do things like take all your money, put it over here, and then the other person is carrying majority of the load on the bills. Like, and it's not about the money at that point. It's like LeVar was saying, it's really about the intention. And you don't want to put some bad seeds in your marriage. You got the other person thinking, what the heck is she doing all this money? You know what I'm saying? Or she's like always shopping, but you can't shop because majority of yours is going to bills. It's like,
right.
But
okay. Well, we're gonna move on really quick, and we got two more little topics, and then we're gonna get out. Well, first of all, did y'all know about the Kelly Price whole situation where she was lost or whatever and all that?
I don't know what's going on with her. I thought she had COVID, right?
Yeah, like niggas been on social media all day talking about, oh, Kelly's back, and like I don't care about her honeycomb hideout or none of that shit. Like, why do they make it like it's a big deal? Who gives a fuck?
She's been missing since July. So her family said they hadn't heard from her since she announced that she had COVID. And then she finally came out this morning saying that she had died for a while and they revived her. So it was a whole big thing over the weekend because the attorney was saying she's fine, but the family said they hadn't heard from her. So a lot of people were begging to actually hear from her mouth that she was safe. So that's been the thing. And finally,
was in July? You said July?
Yeah.
So she was lost. They found her. She died. Then she had came back.
That's weird.
Okay.
Even though the whole thing still seems shaky because she said her and her husband and the family's coming out like we didn't even know you were married. So nobody even knew she was married. And now she's talking about this husband that's been taking care of her. So there's a lot of people speculating that it's a situation going on. Either she's been taken or is being held captive, or who knows what is going on.
Well, did you know people been dying that ain't never died before? I'm just saying, nigga, because nigga, you lost, you found, you died, and okay, I'm done. All right, we moving on.
Hold on. Speaking of that though, what about the white chick that we done heard a million times about?
Who?
The white girl and
the blogger.
White girl, nigga, which white girl?
The white girl that was missing, right?
Yeah, no. They said I think she.
I think they found her now. They found her remains.
Found her body, right? Yeah.
But here's some real white stuff right here. So she was missing, right? Her and the boyfriend go somewhere in the mountains, right? He comes back to the house, right?
Right.
This is the part that gets real white. He comes back to the house, right? Right. She's not with him. The police come to the house. They question him, and he's like, "I don't know where she at." Right, and then the police just leave, and they're like, and the police get back on. They're on the news, and they're like, "Well, we see no need to arrest him, or whatever like that." And then he disappears, and that's what made this whole uproar.
Listen, this is why I said the leading cause of death for white women is marriage. Like I don't. It doesn't. I don't even connect to it. Like they need to stop marrying white men because they always killing them, man. Like
this white on white crime.
Yeah,
it's
all white men. So you think all white men kill their wives?
Oh, it's
Jesus, Philip.
It's too much. It's too
common. Snapped a lifetime.
It's too common. No, it's too common. It's too common. We don't have the privilege that OJ had to even do that. Like we can't even do that. No, I think that I think
OJ's not black though.
Right. Then there's that. Right?
He's OJ.
No, I don't connect to it. I mean, my heart goes out to the family, but not really though. Actually, it kind of doesn't. Like, I don't care, honestly. I don't care. I care as much as they care. How about that? I care as much as they care.
Oh my God.
That's how much I care.
Jesus, man. Jesus.
All right. We go
Okay. No, Michelle, you have to acknowledge all this senseless white on white crime. It has to end.
Exactly.
Oh God.
Exactly.
I'm just saying.
The views and opinions of Philip are his and his own.
If that was a black dude, if her boyfriend was black and he went with his white girl and he came back without the white girl,
been shot.
They would have locked him up. They would have came to his house and said, "Philip, where that white girl go?"
Right.
You know, we're gonna go ahead and hold
been
you
on death row today.
He came back in her car
hold
too,
you
right?
until we find her.
He came back in her car too, right?
So what now?
He came back in her car too, right?
I don't know. I don't know about the car, but I know he left with her. And on top of that, the police were called while they were on the mountain, and the call ended up being released later that he was actually beating her up during that police call. Yeah, so he was so think about this.
White on white crime.
White girl, you come back with no white girl, but while you were gone, a 911 call was made. Police came out there because they're white people. They were like, "Oh, y'all good? No one goes to jail. It's all good." You know, she says that it was just an argument, and everybody leaves.
Right,
like
White
it just
boys
sounds
can
real
do
white.
Yeah, I mean it's very white.
Sounds about white.
So nowhere to go with that one. I mean, it's just
some horrible segues.
It is, man.
Let's move on. So the R. Kelly thing came out today. Still bump his music or at all?
Something a little lighter.
Exactly. 20 years for the freaking king of R&B.
So y'all still bumping his music or what?
Is he gonna get 20 years for real?
He's probably gonna get a max.
Man, they said guilty, bro, and he's facing up to 20 years. Like, do you understand? Musically, we wouldn't be where we are right now if it wasn't for him. I'm not saying excuse the things that he did.
Listen, he is absolutely a pervert.
Never mind.
I really did
Hold
believe
on. After he's convicted, can you then play his music?
Sirs, do not do this.
Hey, I believe I can
will
fly,
not be going in the beehive, all right? I believe
I can fly.
Nigga, did you say the beehive?
I'm not doing
you're going to hell. You're going to hell immediately.
That's hilarious. I think about it every night and day, Phil.
Well, here's my thing.
It's still like my birthday song, bro. Like,
here's my
I'm gonna plead the Phil on this. Like, I'm just gonna go with Phil and not address it.
Here's my thing. Okay, so now that we got the two boogeymans, you know, justice has been served for the two boogeymans in our community. Bill Cosby and R. Kelly, right?
Oh, okay.
My issue has always been policy. Like, protest has to be followed up with policy. If you want to prevent, and R. Kelly was just kind of the embodiment of what goes on in the music industry. But to me, that should have been, he should have signaled some swift policy changes. I mean, like, nobody allowed in the studio that's under 18. We don't need any more child stars, so you can't even become a recording artist unless you're 21 years old. Nobody under 18 gets to go on a tour bus. Like, I'm talking about like some serious policy changes that.
But Philip, you can't say that because from my understanding, he's found guilty on racketeering.
And the Mann Act too.
The sex trafficking part too, right?
Right.
Did they get him for trafficking?
Yeah.
See, there's a lot of this story that I just still don't understand. Like, to me, a lot of this stuff seems like if you're gonna get him, you need to get some parents too. There needs to be some other people involved besides just him.
What the racketeering means that it's the same thing you give you like a RICO case. So that's why I was asking Eric. I was like, the racketeering means that there's other people involved. That means he's the head of an enterprise,
right?
And the personal assistant was just did an interview and was saying that she had no idea.
Exactly. Where's the other people?
You know, and the girls say that the personal assistant was like outside the door, like making sure they didn't get out. Like, so, I mean, some people are involved because R. Kelly can barely read.
There's definitely people involved, but where are they? Because a lot of these parents knew where their children were, and they weren't involved. And a lot of them, I believe, they got paid off. So you got a lot of people that were trying to become stars. So they went to this person to try to utilize his star power, and then that jump went a different way. Or parents got paid off, or whatever the case may be. But even with the Aaliyah situation, there's a lot of questions involved.
Yeah, that's weird.
As to how all
her parents had to sign off on her even getting married that young. Like, Yeah,
There's a lot of questions. That's all I'm gonna say.
Because is the label not at fault? The label had to pay for all this crap because he can barely read. So he paying people off and and doing stuff.
I mean, you
I think that's part of why they dropped him.
But you don't have to know how to read to
I mean,
you do have to know how to read to secretly book somebody or get someone from one part of the country to the next without anybody knowing, or make sure they got a car ready, and you gotta know you gotta read something to know that,
Or you just have to have some other people involved. But again, where are the other people?
Exactly.
True.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna address the question. Should you play his music? My thing is this.
His music didn't do nothing.
Exactly. His music didn't hurt nobody. And
what about Jay-Z? Can we not listen to Jay-Z since they're halfway Satanists? Well,
first of all, I don't know that it'd be a fact. Okay. Right.
I just sent you a video.
All right.
I gave you evidence. But anyway, bro, there's a lot of questionable people out there. If we start questioning everybody, you can just turn your radio off. You might as well turn your whole radio off.
Turn your TV off too. Don't watch movies.
Turn it all off. No entertainment for you.
I hate the piousness and the it's like music does not
cookies. Who are you talking about eating pie?
No.
You know what? Okay.
Music does not make you think about the songwriter. It does not make you think about the singer unless the singer sounds good. Music makes you think about moments. Music connects you to the moments and the happenings of your life. And so for me, I look at Marvin. I love Marvin Gaye. Marvin Gaye got his underage niece-in-law pregnant and had a baby by her, and his older wife, they raised his son with this underage niece as their own because she couldn't have kids.
Ew.
Yes. Bobby Womack and Marvin Gaye Frankie from Frankie Beverly Mays, they used to swap wives. Like when we did.
You got all the receipts.
Listen, Marvin Gaye used to have rooms. He would have one room was all fruit, water, biblical, gospel music playing, and then the next room is cocaine and hedonism. Like if we gonna dig, then and are you gonna ask me not to play Marvin Gaye's "Hear My Dear" album that gets me through my stuff I've gone through in a relationship? No, you're not. No, you will not. But if you ask me to sign a petition for a policy that made it illegal for underage people to go into studios or to I don't think we need any more child stars. Like the draw for those parents was that we're going to capitalize off our child's talent. So if that's, you're not going to eliminate it, but you can deal with it from a policy standpoint where you even got to do all that. Like, because I'm not even an R. Kelly fan. I don't have a dog in that fight. I don't listen to him one way or the other. But I also know like R. Kelly got some issues like that go childhood. Like his sister molested him when he was a kid. His older sister. Are we gonna talk about that too? Like, I mean, come on. Like,
I mean, in all fairness, he wrote a whole song called "I Don't Mean It." So I mean, can we just let it go? I mean,
wait, but
I don't care. I just don't have any. I don't know. I just don't have it. I don't like people telling me what I can and can't listen to. But I also don't listen to R. Kelly though. So
But is it safe to say that all the great artists got some crap wrong with them somewhere in there?
Yes.
I think most people have crap. I think most people have crap wrong with them. I think the difference is most people are not high profile, so people don't get their stuff called out to them. Because hell, there's a lot of. This is wrong, no matter who does it. But you got women who have done inappropriate things with younger men, and so on and so forth. But they're not being put on the chopping block. You have people doing all kinds of just immoral things, but they're not losing their careers over it, and they don't have the world saying you're the devil as a result of it. Because the majority of people who are talking about R. Kelly, I would dare for you to open their closets and see what's in there, because then they would be looking crazy. You know what I mean? So
let's be clear though. If let's say you were not a parent who was trying to again, monetize your child's talent, and you really in good faith sent your child to R. Kelly's camp to develop them as an artist, and he did that to your daughter. you would want to kill that dude. So
Yes.
I'm not like this. This is why I don't even like even with Bill Cosby. Like I stopped messing with Bill Cosby after the pound cake speech. I don't connect with those cats. I don't connect with rich people, rich celebrities. That's not my world. It's not my life.
Where's the pound cake speech?
He gave a pound cake speech in 2004. He was talking about basically like dogging out black people, talking about black people, hood names,
the hood,
like
welfare,
you want us to rally around your son, but he stole it when he
Yeah.
steals a pound cake. You want to say he was a good kid, but he stole some pound cake. So like I was done with Bill in 2004. So when he had all this stuff happen, I didn't have a dog in that fight. But from a personal standpoint, there's some. I'm big on policy. So if we're not going to deal with policy, I don't care. It's just like with police brutality and things like that. Yeah, rah, go raise awareness, but that has to be parlayed into the George Floyd Act. Like that's the next step. So what's the next step is all I'm saying. So we can prevent another R. Kelly from being able to last as long as he has. That's all that I'm saying. If he did it, justice has to be served, but I just don't have an emotional tie to that. I got my own shit. I don't, whatever.
Very true. Very true.
Well, we're gonna move on before we get out of here. We're gonna wrap it up, but I just have one more question. When did you realize adulting was ghetto? So what is the one thing that you hate about adulting so far?
Jesus.
Oh my God. Taxes.
Bills for me.
You never own anything. You never own anything.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff. I mean, especially after new policies are now being released about taxation. And, we all know that generally your upper class, they don't pay that much in taxes because they find ways around it. And a lot of us have just not learned those ways and don't have time because you're too concerned with paying regular bills to figure out how to keep the little bit of money that you do make. So I'm like, for me, that does suck. I'm not going to go into it too deep. And to me, I can't go into it too deep because one of the biggest gangs in America, you got police, you got the IRS. So it's like certain people you don't want to speak unfavorably about because you don't want them looking into you. Because if you look hard enough, you're going to find something. So I don't need them looking at me because, look hard enough, you're going to find something.
Well, it's interesting you said that.
It's not right. Honestly, taxes to me is not right.
Taxes are ghetto.
Well, I mean, I think taxes. I mean, it's what did they say? Government is the name we give to things that we decide to do together. So I think that like they do have Texas has a use, but
local taxes do definitely.
Right.
I understand national taxes, but a lot of times, exactly, income tax is really what I'm referring to.
Right.
But a lot of times my issue is if you're going to take something from me, it's like a lot of people have issues with church and tithing. It's like you're taking my money, but what is it being used for? And how is it affecting me? Because I get taxed a lot, but I don't see a lot of changes. My car, my tire got flattened because of a pothole. Who do I call? Like, can I just use my portion of the tax money to fix it? Like, I don't know how that works.
Right. I think for me, I like the idea of asking an employer for time off. That will never sit well with me. Like, because you can't give me time, and the idea that I'm asking you to give me something that you can't give me, you can't give it back.
Something that's already mine.
Right. Like there's studies that show that like millennials are we're redefining what work means.
Yeah.
We've defined it in a way that makes it takes location off of work and time. So like basically everything is deliverable, right? I mean, most things are deliverable. Like most things will not take you 8 to 10 full hours to do. And I think and so the more we move on, and we're also moving towards a society. I was reading about this the other day. That is finding less use for work. Like there's this movement for like basic, not just basic income, but I mean like everybody. It's a birthright to have food, housing, and the ability to not be poor. So like to eliminate poverty. And we don't, like, when you really think about it, like all the people that I know that have passed recently, and you think about or people that you may know who was gonna pass, and you think about like the summation of their life and how much time is spent doing something that doesn't fulfill you, and all because you couldn't get time off. You know, it's just I hate that about being an adult. I hate that. You know.
Well, I think it's a catch-22. It's I think the problem is not necessarily adulting. The problem is capitalism. I mean, we all want to work from home and make as much money as we want to make if we're an entrepreneur. Right. But there are also like unintended consequences when even working from home. One of the things that we're seeing with millennials is there's no upward advancement when you work from home, and there's no appreciation when you work from home. So like you're not getting the same attaboys as opposed to being in an office, right? So I think that we're just the pandemic is a squeeze, and we're able to see right now some of the flaws in capitalism, and you got some millennials are just bowing out of capitalism altogether. You know what I'm saying? They're like, I'm moving my mama moving in her basement and just not pay any bills or whatever, or let her SSI check take care of me. But I do think I think that's the main part. But I also think that I don't know, one of you guys said it, but we're just not taught to be an adult. Like we're like my mom used to always say, I'm not raising you. I'm raising you to be men, right? And I think we're just not teaching our sons and daughters to be adults. I mean, when was the first time you heard credit score? You know what I'm saying? And then go ask your white counterpart, when's the first time they heard the word credit score? Right. I remember being in middle school, not knowing, going to Lovejoy, not knowing what college I wanted to go to, because no one ever asked me that. And I was in middle school, and then everybody had like college paraphernalia, and I was thinking, what's a college? Like, what is that? You mean like college football? I had no idea. Like, so I do think it's more mentorship that's not happening. So,
well, credit is a relatively new concept anyway, and like there was, just like, I don't know if y'all remember, there was a time when like everybody didn't have a debit card, and getting a debit card was a big deal. Like, the concept of credit was it used to be exclusive, and it was for exclusive, sectors of society, and so
I think Facebook.
Right, how it's first started out,
like Diners Club cards and stuff.
Right, exactly. There we go. So, like, I think that I say this over and over again. We are in an active cultural fault line, and we've been on this active cultural fault line for 20 years. And I think it will settle. That once it settles, our children will be more prepared to be adults, whether we like consciously raise them to be adults or not. We have to reverse engineer a lot of what happened with us, and then like try to like mitigate that in our own children's experience.
I don't think so. I don't think it's gonna settle. I think it's gonna. I think they will. I think they will. They will acclimate to the new norms. Just like, for instance, anybody who's like 28 and under, the way people who are like in their 20s and early 30s, the way they interact with social media, even though we're not that far in age, that fault line that we had, because Instagram didn't get introduced until 2010. Hell, we graduated from college at the time that they created the first iPhone, right? And then Facebook started to take off. So my thing is, we didn't literally grow up with those things,
right?
So our relationship to it is different, but they flow with it,
right?
Their relationships. I mean, I remember back in the day where it was like posting your relationship status was stupid to us. Like, it's like,
right, it was.
It's really
That's why I never changed mine. I've never changed it.
Right. But we're still old. But what I'm saying is this:
you old. I'm not claiming old.
Okay. So, what I'm saying is this: they acclimated to it, and we did not. Even though their lives are still getting the results of the depression from social media. So they're still being impacted, even though they're more acclimated to the nuances of their era. So our kids or kids yes, they will be more acclimated to their system at the time. But the fact of the matter is the government or the things that we decide to do together or the things that the top 10% decide to do together, right? They're still going to be having an oppressive shadowing of all of the agendas that they're trying to do because the minority has to try to control the majority at all times. So therefore, yes, they will acclimate, but it will still be difficult as hell because they're still not going to own anything.
It's because tech moves so fast, man. I mean, I don't know how much you know everybody on the call, but I mean, I work directly in tech, right? Like, so the conversation about like a data center, a cloud, what is happening and how things move is happening so fast that literally like 6 months ago, they're not even doing that anymore. like now we're doing something totally different. You know, like, I don't know if you guys know that Apple is now saying they finna get into the electric car space, right? And totally different than Tesla. It's like, wait. We'll forget. 5 years, we got two major billion-dollar companies making electric cars. Like what the hell?
Well, let me help you out with this. Even more so, the IRS is trying to get integrated with our digital with our bank accounts.
True.
Even more so. Yeah. And to have that integrated with our health records, and that's a tech play. It's a government play and a control play, but it's still a tech play. Yep. So our kids will be acclimated to that, but because they're acclimated to that, they're going to feel the pressure of it as well. I.e., adulting is ghetto. My thing is when you said what?
I said A to the men. So
yeah, because
go ahead.
I guess my thing is this: when you're younger, the world is bigger. When you're older, it's smaller. When you're younger, you have more freedom, technically. Right. When you're older, you're more confined by the regulations and the things that you're aware of. So I think the part about being an adult that makes it so ghetto is you become more bound to the invisible, constraints that you have that you were not aware of as a child. Therefore, you perceivably have more freedom.
Well, I think also let me say this one last thing. Some of these ideas are really old. It's just that tech has caught up to it. Like the idea of integration and cloud having to do with your medical records. That's a very old concept, but now we can do it. Like they were trying to do that 10 years ago, but now it's like, oh no, we can do that now, right?
Well, Michelle is trying to wrap this up.
So
thank you, Tay.
And you can do that now.
Anyway, that's all I'm saying. I mean, these ideas are old, but we are now in a space that this stuff.
And he keeps talking. So what we're gonna do? And this is why our conversations end till 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, because we just don't stop talking. But it's all good. This has been another episode of Kandid Kisses TV. I'm here with my homies. I call them the educated nuts. I'm going to let everybody go around and tell how they can follow you on Instagram, social media. If you're selling anything that's important that they need to know about, drop that knowledge on them as well. And let's get it. Whoever wants to go first, have at it.
Well, LeVar Norsworthy, L Norsworthy 613 on IG. You can check up on the clothing line, and that's Mark LeVar, MarcLevar, also on IG. Love to see you.
Ron Walker, go get the new book. I'm changing. Actually discussing getting rid of those things that no longer fit, whether they're attitude, mentalities, or perspectives. Just letting go of things that no longer fit you. So you can find I'm changing on every platform, wherever you buy books, or listen to music or audio streaming. It's streaming. It's everywhere. It's an audio book available on Audible. It's streaming on every platform. I'm everywhere. Go to YouTube as well. Follow me at AuthorRonWalker. Get constant motivation and encouragement. And if you need some puppies, we got puppies on deck and lovebirds.
Oh my God!
All kinds of birds.
We got the motivation on deck. We got the puppies on deck.
It just went straight hood. It was like I got books. Then I got
we got them dogs though.
To keep it all the way hood. I'm still
what kind of dogs are they? What kind of dogs?
What? Pit bull puppy.
Huh?
Pit bull puppies.
Okay.
American Staffordshire Terriers to be exact. But
okay.
Gonna be Clayco until the day I die. And hopefully Clayton County will elect me come next year when I run for office again. Because I understand the people. I'm from here. I represent the people.
Oh my God.
My wife keeps laughing at me, man. She's making it difficult, but it's all facts.
Jesus.
All right. I sell merch as well. Go to ebonyleadclothing.com. Get your Wakanda gear. If you like good music, you can go on any streaming platform and get the Project by Paper Napkin. That's my artist name, because all good music is written on paper napkins.
Thank you.
Chasing Huxtable is a platform where we unpack this need to be Will Smith and Jada and Barack and Obama. And so if you want to continue those conversations, follow me at Chasing Huxtable.
That's good. Yeah, Will Jordan, Renaissance Will 404 on IG. Look out for anything that's I got going on over there.
All right, and that has been another episode of Kandid Kisses TV. We drop every Monday, Thursday, every other Friday, and sometimes we even go live. So we will see you next time. Guess what? Sing-a-Doo the game show is coming, hosted by comedian Tyler Chronicles from More Than Culture Podcast and V103. Do you want the opportunity for your brand to be introduced to 25,000 supporters on social media? If so, sponsorship opportunities are available. This is your chance for your brand to be featured on the hot new game show, Sing-a-Doo, More Than Culture Podcast, as well as Kandid Kisses TV Podcast. Contact KandidKissesTV@gmail.com for sponsorship opportunities. Deadline for sponsorship is October 30th, so act fast. Sing-a-Doo. Sing-a-Doo.
Can you do this? Can you do this? Can you do this? Can you do it like this? Can you do it real quick?
Go get it. Kandid Kisses TV is brought to you by Kissable Lips Cosmetics. You can be kissed without kissable lips. Shop KissableLipsCosmetics.com today for all your beauty needs. Guess what? Kandid Kisses TV has merch. That's right. You can find it at artistperiod.com. We have everything you need. We have hoodies. We have coffee mugs. We even have throw pillows and beach towels for the summer. Get it right. Keep it tight. Listen, everything you need to get your drip right, artistperiod.com has it for you. That's ARTISTPERIOD.com. Get your drip right with artistperiod.com and Kandid Kisses TV. Make sure you get it today.